सो लास्ट लेक्चरला आपण युनिट नंबर 2 ट्रान्समिशन लाईन पॅरामीटर्स अँड परफॉर्मन्स युनिट स्टार्ट केलं होतं. त्यामध्ये आपण फर्स्ट टॉपिक बघितला होता. फर्स्ट आपण पॉइंट बघितला होता, व्हॉट इज अ ट्रान्समिशन लाईन. देन द ट्रान्समिशन लाईन पॅरामीटर. देर आर मेनली 3 parameters or constants of transmission line. First one is the resistance, then inductance, and last one is the capacitance. So these parameters are depend on some factors, like resistance are depend on length of conductor as well as the cross sectional area of conductor. Okay, so this affects the efficiency and voltage regulation of transmission line. So the effect of this parameter of efficiency and the voltage regulation of transmission line, so जे काही इफेक्ट्स आहेत ते सुद्धा आपण बघितले होते लास्ट लेक्चरला. सो द फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज व्हाट इज मीन बाय ट्रान्समिशन लाईन. A transmission line is a set of conductor, it being run from one place to another place, support on transmission towers. Okay, then there are the different parameters. First one is a resistance. It is a property of line conductor to oppose the flow of current. It is represented by capital R and measured in ohm. So the resistance of uniform conductor of length L and the cross sectional area is A, and the resistivity of conductor, specific resistance or resistivity of conductor rho. So the formula is R is equal to rho L by A. Here the length of cross sectional length of conductor is directly proportional to the resistance, and the cross sectional area of conductor is inversely proportional to the conductor, resistance of conductor. So it also cause the copper losses and reduce the transmission efficiency. Due to presence of resistance, it drop the voltage and increase the losses. The next factor is inductance. When alternating currents flow through a conductor, it set up a magnetic flux around it. So this flux lines with a conductor and EMF induced in it. So it possesses the inductance. Due to that inductance, the voltage drop is occur, and due to that the voltage regulation or voltage at receiving end is reduces. Okay, so inductance L is equal to N phi by I. Here phi is the flux linkage in Weber, I is the current through the conductor in ampere. Okay, then next factor is capacitance. In case of overhead transmission line, air acts a insulating media in between conductor and earth. ज्यावेळेस ओव्हरहेड कंडक्टर आपण ज्यावेळेस बघतो तर त्यामध्ये इन्सुलेटर त्या ओव्हरहेड कंडक्टरवरती नसतं, त्यामुळे एअर त्या ठिकाणी प्रेझेंट असतं. सो इन बिटवीन कंडक्टर अर्थ देर इज अ कॅपॅसिटन्स, देर इज अ एअर and it become a capacitor. Therefore it form a capacitor between conductor and earth. Okay, then capacitor also exists between any two overhead lines. Okay, when an AC voltage is applied on a transmission line, the charge on a conductor at any point increases, and the decrease in the instantaneous value of the voltage. Due to that voltage, the voltage drop along all the lines, and it reduces the efficiency as well as the power factor of transmission line. Okay, so हा झाला तुमचा थर्ड पॅरामीटर कॅपॅसिटन्स. त्यानंतर आपण इफेक्ट बघितले, द इफेक्ट ऑफ ट्रान्समिशन लाईन पॅरामीटर्स. ओके, कॅपॅसिटन्स, रेजिस्टन्स आणि इंडक्टन्सचा जो काही इफेक्ट आहे ट्रान्समिशन लाईनच्या परफॉर्मन्स वरती काय काय इफेक्ट होतो आपण बघितलं. त्यामधले फर्स्ट पॉइंट आपण बघितला करंट. There is a decrease in a power factor due to the inductance of the line, so current magnitude is increases. When the current magnitude of conductor is increases, there is a voltage drop, there is a losses, I square R losses are increases, and if the losses are increases, the efficiency of a transmission line is reduces. Okay, then next factor is voltage drop. There is a voltage drop due to the resistance and the inductance of a line, so voltage regulation become a poor. Okay. The next factor is the power factor. Due to inductance of a line, the power factor decreases, and due to the capacitor, the power factor of line is increases. And the last effect is efficiency. Due to power loss occurring in a transmission line, the efficiency of transmission line is decreases. Okay. So हे effects आपण बघितले, effects of this parameter on efficiency and the regulation of transmission line. Then the next point is representation of line parameters. According to the length of length of transmission line, the transmission line classified into mainly three types. First one is a short transmission line, medium transmission line, and last one is a long transmission line. When the length of line is up to 80 kilometer, when the length of line is up to 80 kilometer, it is short transmission line. 80 किलोमीटर पर्यंत जर लेंथ असेल ट्रान्समिशन लाईनची तर त्या ट्रान्समिशन लाईनला आपण म्हणतो इट इज शॉर्ट ट्रान्समिशन लाईन. when the length of line is between 80 to 160 kilometer, 80 to 160 kilometer, then the line is called as medium transmission line. When the length of transmission line is up to between 80 to 160 kilometer, 80 to 160 kilometer, then the transmission line is called as medium transmission line. When the length of transmission line is more than 160 kilometer, more than 160 kilometer, it is long transmission line. When the length of transmission line is more than 160 kilometer, then it is a long transmission line. लक्षात राहू द्या. According to the length of transmission line are classified into mainly three types. First one is a short transmission line, length is up to 80 kilometer. Second one is a medium transmission line, length in between 80 to 160 kilometer. And when the length is more than 160 kilometer, then the transmission line is called as long transmission line. Note करून घ्या, तिन्ही पॉइंट नोट करून घ्या. Short transmission line, medium transmission line and long transmission line. आता शॉर्ट ट्रान्समिशन लाईन, मीडियम ट्रान्समिशन लाईन आणि लॉंग ट्रान्समिशन लाईनचा परफॉर्मन्स आपल्याला त्यावरनं बघायचा आहे. कुठल्या ट्रान्समिशन लाईन मध्ये रेजिस्टन्स, इंडक्टन्स आणि कॅपॅसिटन्स इफेक्ट करतो, कुठल्या ट्रान्समिशन लाईन मध्ये रेजिस्टन्स, इंडक्टन्स, कॅपॅसिटी इफेक्ट करत नाही, तर ते आपल्याला बघायचं आहे. ठीक आहे. सो शॉर्ट ट्रान्समिशन लाईन मध्ये कॅपॅसिटर आपण निग्लेक्ट करतो, निग्लिजिबल असतो. ठीक आहे. आता ते आपण बघू, पण हे पॉइंट नोट डाउन करून घ्या. शॉर्ट ट्रान्समिशन लाईन अप टू 80 किलोमीटर, medium transmission line up to 160 kilometer, and when length is more than 160 kilometer, the transmission line is called as long transmission line. Okay, the next point is short single phase transmission line. आता जी काही शॉर्ट ट्रान्समिशन लाईन आहे तर त्याचा परफॉर्मन्स आपल्याला बघायचा आहे. In case of short transmission line, the capacitance is not considered. Capacitance is not considered. The length of transmission line is very less, therefore the capacitance is neglected. The distributed series inductance can be in a small section, and resistance and inductance in those small section are represented as a lump parameters. Okay, आता ह्या डायग्राम मध्ये रेजिस्टन्स आणि इंडक्टन्स आपण लंप डायग्राम मध्ये ह्या इक्विव्हॅलेंट डायग्राम मध्ये आपण ड्रॉ केलेला आहे. As the same current in a flowing through the each component, the sum of parameter can be made, and these can be represented by lump parameter. Okay, here resistance and inductance are connected in series, and this is the equivalent diagram of short transmission line. Capacitance is neglected, therefore the capacitor is absent in this equivalent diagram, and the resistance and inductance are represented at a short transmission line by lump parameters. Okay, then in a short three-phase line, this is a short single phase line, but in case of short three-phase line, in a short three-phase line, also the capacitance of the line is not considered. In case of short transmission line, for single phase as well as three-phase transmission line, the capacitance is neglected or it not be considered. All the calculations are done taking the phase values for calculating the performance of the line. At the time of calculation of performance of transmission line, we have to consider only resistance and the inductance of line. Okay, so there is only connection in resistance and inductance. Capacitance is not to be considered. Okay, then long transmission line. When the length of line is more, effect of capacitance has to be taken into account. In case of long transmission line, capacitance is considered. The capacitance parameter is considered and is considerable, and it is shown in figure or shown in equivalent diagram. Okay, here the equivalent diagram of long transmission line, there is a resistance, inductance, and capacitance is also connected in parallel manner. Okay, if the line in the medium line, the line capacitance is considered to be lump, make is calculation. There are three ways to consider this effect. Okay, medium मध्ये सुद्धा आपण कॅपॅसिटन्स कन्सिडर करतो आणि त्यामध्ये आपण रिप्रेझेंट करण्याचे तीन मेथड आहे. फर्स्ट आहे एंड कॅपॅसिटर, नॉमिनल टी अँड नॉमिनल पाय, अशा तीन इफेक्ट्स आहेत, तीन मेथड्स आहे. सो ही आहे तुमची एंड कॅपॅसिटर. इन दिस it is assumed that the capacitance is considered at the end. कॅपॅसिटर हा आपण एंड टर्मिनलला, हे तुमचं सप्लाय साइड आहे, ही तुमची लोड साइड आहे, आणि तुमचं जे कॅपॅसिटर आपण कनेक्ट केले ते एंड साइडला म्हणजे लोड साइडला आपण कनेक्ट केला. हा रेजिस्टन्स, हा इंडक्टन्स आणि कॅपॅसिटर, त्याला आपण म्हणतो एंड कॅपॅसिटर मेथड. नॉमिनल टी मेथड. आता नॉमिनल टी म्हणजे आपलं जे काही लेटर टी आहे, ह्या लेटर टीच्या शेपमध्ये आपण कॅपॅसिटर कनेक्ट केलाय बघा, हा. ओके, आणि हा टी सारख्या लेटर मध्ये तुमच्या हा कॅपॅसिटन्स. हियर इट इज अज्युम दॅट द कॅपॅसिटन्स इज कन्सिडर्ड ऍट द सेंटर. आता जो काही कॅपॅसिटर आहे तो तुमचा सेंटरला कनेक्ट केलेला आहे, लोडच्या आणि सप्लाय साईडच्या सेंटरला. ह्या साईडला पण तुमचा रेजिस्टन्स आणि ह्या साईडला पण रेजिस्टन्स इंडक्टन्स कनेक्ट केलेला आहे, लोड साईडला पण आणि सप्लाय साईडला पण, आणि त्याच्या सेंटरला तुमचा हा कॅपॅसिटन्स कनेक्ट केला आहे. आणि तिसरी जी मेथड आहे त्याला आपण म्हणतो नॉमिनल पाय मेथड. हियर the half capacitor is considered at the sending end and half is considered at the receiving end of the line. Okay, sending end ला हाफ कॅपॅसिटर आपण कनेक्ट केला आणि रिसिव्हिंग एंडला सुद्धा हाफ कॅपॅसिटर आहे बघा, इथं C/2 at the end of sending end and here at the end of receiving end or load side, here the capacitor C/2 is connected. So in case of medium transmission line, resistance, inductance and capacitor to be considered, and there are three ways to consider this effect. First one is the end capacitance, next nominal T, and here nominal pi. Write down. The first point is short transmission line. Short transmission line. Write down short transmission line. Short transmission line. Here in the short transmission line, the capacitance is not considered. In a short transmission line, the capacitor is not be considered. And the inductance can be distributed in a small section. The inductance can be distributed in a small section, and resistance and inductance in this small section are represented as a lump parameter, So draw this one equivalent diagram for short transmission line. This second equivalent diagram draw kara. Here the resistance and inductance are connected at the section. There is a no capacitance because in case of short transmission line, capacitance effect is neglected. Draw this diagram. Then next one is a long transmission line. Write down when the length of transmission line is more, then the effect of capacitance, has to be taken into account. As the current flowing through each component are not same. Each component are not same. Draw the equivalent diagram for long transmission line. Capacitance effect is considerable, and here resistance, inductance, and capacitor are connected. But current distribution in each component is not same. Okay. This is the sending end and this is the receiving end. And the capacitor is connected at the section part. This is the long transmission line. Last one is the medium transmission line. It is the line in the medium transmission line. The line capacitance is considered to be lump, make is easy calculation. In case of medium transmission line, the capacitance effect is considered, and there are three ways to consider this effect. The first one is a end capacitance. Draw this diagram for end capacitance. In case of medium transmission line, end capacitance method. In case of end capacitance method, the capacitor is connected at the end. Means at the end of receiving end. Here is a sending end, resistance and inductance, and capacitor is connected at the end terminal. So this method is called as end capacitance method. This method is considered for the calculation of performance of transmission line. Okay, if we have to calculate the performance of transmission line, then we have to use this method for the calculation of performance of transmission line. The end capacitance method for medium transmission line, capacitor is connected at the end terminal, so the method is called as end capacitor method. Next method ड्रॉ करून घ्या पहिल्यांदा एंड कॅपॅसिटर मेथड. Next one is a nominal T method. Here, the assume the capacitance and it is connected at the center. The capacitor is connected at the center, and the resistance and inductor are divided into two parts at the side of sending end and at the side of receiving end. Here R by 2, here R by 2, here inductance L by 2, here inductance L by 2, here the resistance R by 2 is resistance, and the capacitor is connected at the center point. So this method is called as nominal T method. Draw the equivalent diagram for nominal T method. Next one is a nominal pi method. Here the half capacitor is connected at a sending end, and a half capacitance effect and capacitor are connected at the receiving end at the line. Here is a sending end, this is the receiving end. The capacitor is connected at the hub for sending end as well as hub for receiving end, and here the resistance and inductance is connected at the center. Therefore the method is called as nominal pi method. Draw the equivalent diagram for nominal pi method. Okay, so the next point is the difference between nominal T and nominal pi method. Here is the comparative point in between nominal T method and nominal pi method. This method is useful for short transmission line. Okay, so the first comparative point or first difference between nominal T and nominal pi method. In this method, in case of nominal T method, here the nominal T method. In the nominal T method, the capacitance of the transmission line as per the phase in assume lump at the center of the line. Okay. In case of nominal T method, the capacitance is connected at the center or showing in the center. But in case of nominal pi method, the total lump capacitance is divided into two equal halves. Okay. जो काही कॅपॅसिटन्स आहे दोन इक्वल पार्ट मध्ये आपण डिवाइड करतो. वन हाफ इज शोन ऍट द सेंडिंग एंड, वन हाफ is shown at the sending end, and one half is connected at the receiving end, right? So this is the first difference between nominal T method and nominal pi method. Next difference is half the value of resistance and inductance each are represented on both side of capacitance. Okay, here resistance and inductance, half is connected at the sending end, both resistor and inductor half is connected at the receiving end. Okay, then here in case of nominal pi, the total lump resistor and inductor are shown in a middle position. Okay, total inductance L and total resistance are connected at a center, connected at a middle point or center point. The next comparative point is representation or equivalent diagram for nominal T method representation and nominal pi method representation. थर्ड जो डिफरन्स आहे त्यामध्ये आपल्याला काय लिहायचं, दोघांच्या ज्या इक्विव्हॅलंट डायग्राम किंवा रिप्रेझेंटेशन डायग्राम जे आहे ते आपल्याला दोघांच्या कंपॅरिझन मध्ये तिसरा पॉईंट लिहायचा आहे. त्यानंतर नेक्स्ट पॉईंट आपल्याला लिहायचा आहे सेंडिंग एंड करंट. सेंडिंग एंड करंट IS इज इक्वल टू IR प्लस IC. IS सेंडिंग एंड करंट इज इक्वल टू IR प्लस IC. IR, okay, and IC. Current flowing through the that central capacitance is IC, okay, and IR means current at the end of receiving end. Okay, IS is equal to IS is equal to IR plus IC. Here capital I. Okay, the sending end current, the sending end current is equal to receiving end current, okay, plus current flowing through the capacitance. Okay, so this is the sending end current. And in case of nominal pi method, the IS sending end current is equal to IL plus IC2. Okay, here the sending end current is equal to IL, it is the current flowing through the inductance plus the current flowing through the capacitor. Okay, IC2, this is the sending end current in case of nominal pi method. Okay, okay. So next comparative point is sending end voltage. In case of nominal T method, the sending end voltage V1 plus IS, okay, V1 plus IS into Z upon 2, and here the sending end voltage VR plus IL into Z. Okay, then the next comparative point is representation of nominal T method and nominal pi method. ठीक आहे, सो हे कंपॅरेटिव्ह पॉईंट आपण बघितले. फर्स्ट कंपॅरेटिव्ह पॉईंट मध्ये आपण जर डायग्राम जरी रिप्रेझेंटेशन डायग्राम जरी ड्रॉ केलं तरी चालेल. फर्स्ट कंपॅरेटिव्ह पॉईंट मध्ये रिप्रेझेंटेशन डायग्राम ड्रॉ करा, दोन पार्ट करा, नॉमिनल टी मेथड आणि नॉमिनल पाय मेथड, आणि फर्स्ट कंपॅरिझन मध्ये काय करा, दोघांच्या ज्या इक्वलंट डायग्राम आहे किंवा रिप्रेझेंटेशन डायग्राम जे तुमच्या स्क्रीनवरती दिसत आहे त्या ड्रॉ करा दोघं. नॉमिनल टी मेथडची रिप्रेझेंटेशन डायग्राम तुमच्या स्क्रीनवरती दिसते, 1 नंबरची डायग्राम. ती नॉमिनल टीच्या कंपॅरेटिव्ह पॉईंट मध्ये लिहा. नॉमिनल पाय रिप्रेझेंटेशन जी डायग्राम आहे ती तुमच्या सेकंड पार्ट मध्ये लिहा. त्यानंतर नेक्स्ट डिफरन्स तुम्हाला मी सांगतो. The next comparative point, in a nominal T method, all the capacitance of transmission line per phase is assumed at the center. Capacitance are assumed at the center of the line. Okay, diagram मध्ये क्लिअर होते. कॅपॅसिटन्स आपण कन्सिडर करतो at the center of transmission line. And here in our nominal pi method, the total capacitance is divided into 2 equal half parts. One half part is considered at the sending end, one half is considered at the sending end, and another half part is considered at the receiving end. Write down, in a nominal pi method, the capacitance is divided into 2 equal half part. First half part is connected at the sending end, and the second half part is considered and shown at a receiving end. This is the second comparative point in between nominal T method and nominal pi method. The next comparative point, the half of the value of resistance. Half value of resistance and the half value of inductance, R by 2 and L by 2, each represent on a both side of capacitance. इथे पण R by 2, L by 2, ओके, आणि या कॅपॅसिटन्सच्या दुसऱ्या साईडला पण R by 2 आणि L by 2, बरोबर. रेजिस्टन्स आणि इंडक्टन्सचे जे हाफ व्हॅल्यू आहे ते कॅपॅसिटरच्या सेंटर कॅपॅसिटरच्या दोन्ही साईडला आपण काय केलेले रिप्रेझेंट केले. आणि हिअर द टोटल रम्प रेजिस्टन्स and inductance are shown in a middle position. Here the resistance and inductance are shown in a middle position or center position. Okay, in case of nominal pi method. त्यानंतर लास्ट पॉइंट लिहा, कंपॅरेटिव्ह पॉइंट, सेंडिंग एंड करंट. नॉमिनल टी मध्ये लिहा सेंडिंग एंड करंट. फॉर्म्युला लिहा, सेंडिंग एंड करंट IS is equal to IS is equal to IS is equal to IR plus IC. Here IS means sending end current, IR is equal to IR is the receiving end current, and IC is the current flowing through the capacitor. Okay, then for nominal pi method, the sending end current is equal to current flowing to the inductor plus current flowing through the half capacitor C2. Half capacitor C2. IS is equal to I into L plus I into capacitor, half capacitor. Okay, so this is the difference between nominal T method and nominal pi method.